Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to continue with solving simultaneous equations using the substitution method. So for our first question we have here 3x plus 5y is equal to 19 and 2x minus y is equal to 4. Alright, and so remember, our first step in solving these equations is to solve one of the equations for either variable. And in this case, both our variables are x and y. The easy thing to do in this question here is to solve the second equation for y, since the coefficient of y is just 1 or negative 1. So because the coefficient of y in this case is just 1, it would be easier to solve the equation for this one. So let's just go ahead and get that done. So we have 2x minus y is equal to 4. And we're going to carry over the 2x to the other side of the equation. So then we'll have negative y is equal to 4. And because we carried over the 2x, it will become a minus 2x. Alright? And we want a positive y. So let's just multiply each side of the equation by negative 1. So that's going to be negative 1 times negative y is going to be positive y. And if you multiply this side of the equation by this negative 1 here, then we're going to have negative 4 plus 2x. And that's going to be equal to y. Okay? So now that we found that y is equal to negative 4 plus 2x, we're going to now substitute the expression from step 1 into the other equation. So the equation is here, 3x plus 5y is equal to 19, and then 3x plus 5, and y is going to be whatever this part is, and we're going to substitute it into this y over here. Okay? Sorry. And that's going to be equal to negative 4 plus 2x, and that's equal to 19. So now we have 3x plus 5, sorry, not 5. We are going to multiply out the bracket. So 5 times negative 4, that's negative 20. And 5 times 2x is going to equal to 10x. And that's going to be equal to 19. And so then we have 3x plus 10x is equal to 19, and when we carry over the negative 20, it'll become a positive 20. So 19 plus 20. So 13x is going to equal to 39. And to solve for x, we just divide by 13 on both sides. And we know that 13 divided by 13 is just 1. So they cancel out. So x is just going to equal to 3. So we just use this equation here, which will be the next step, which is solving for y. And we already know what x is. So y is going to be equal to negative 4 plus 2. And instead of writing back the x, we're going to write back what we found x to be, which is 3. So 3 there. And negative 4 plus 2 times 3 is 6. And so that's just going to make y equal to 2. So now we can quickly check to see if our answers are correct by just plugging in the values into any of the original equations. So let's just use the first equation. Okay, so let's just use the original equation to check. 3x plus 5y is equal to 19. So 3, and we found x to be 3, plus 5, we found x to be 2, is equal to 19. 3 times 3 is 9, and 2 times 5 is 10. And we know that 10 plus 9 is equal to 19. So 19 is equal to 19, and the answer checks out. Alright guys, so for our next question, we're going to have 3x plus y is equal to 13. And 5x plus 7y equal to 27. So the first thing we're going to do is solve for either of the variables in either of the equations. And I'll just use the first one because the coefficient of the y in that case would be 1. So it'd be easy to solve for y in that case. So 3x plus y is equal to 13, and so then y would just equal to 13 minus 3x, because we would just have to carry over the 3x, making it a negative number. And so let's just go ahead and use the second equation to solve for x. So 5x plus 7, whatever y is, and in our case y is 13 minus 3x is equal to 27. So 5x plus 7 times 13, let me just put that in the calculator, is equal to 91. And minus 3x times 7 is minus 21x, and that's going to equal to 27. So then we'll have 5x minus 21x is equal to 27 minus 91 when we take it over the equal sign. So 5 minus 21 is just going to equal to negative 16. And we put back our x, and 27 minus 91 is equal to negative 64. So let's just use our first equation, which we found which was 3x plus y is equal to 4. And x is equal to 1, and y is also equal to 1. And 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is equal to 4. So 4 is equal to 4. The answer checks out. Good. Move on to the next one. Okay, so now that we've solved for x, we could just use this equation to solve for y. So y is equal to 4 minus 3x. 4 minus 3x. Y is equal to 4 minus 3. What is x? We found that x is equal to 1. And 3 times 1 is 3, so y is just going to be equal to 4 minus 3, which is also 1. So both y and x is 1, and let's quickly just check these answers to make sure that it's correct. Okay, so now all we have to do is solve for x. Now let's get 4x minus 27x, and once we take over this 36 that's over here and it's adding, we're going to take it over and subtract it. So it'll be minus 36. And 4x minus 27x is just going to give us a negative 23x. And 13 minus 36 is going to give us a negative 23. Now to solve for x, we're just going to divide negative 23 on both sides. And we can see that they cancel out, and x is just going to equal to 1. Alright, so for our next set of equations, we're going to have 4x plus 9y is equal to 13, and 3x plus y is equal to 4. So let's quickly just set up one of the equations for one of the variables, which in our case is going to be the second equation for y, because it's simple. The coefficient of y in this case is just equal to 1. So 3x plus y is equal to 4. We're going to carry over the 3x, and because it's positive on one side, we're going to make it negative on the other side. So then y is just going to be equal to 4 minus 3x. And that was pretty simple. We already have what y is equal to. Let's just use the first equation to solve for x. You could use either one. We're just going to go with the first one. So 4x plus 9y is equal to 13. And 4x plus 9, 4 minus 3x is equal to 13. So 4x, we're going to multiply out the bracket. 9 into 4 is 36. And 9 into negative 3x will be negative 27x. And that full thing is just going to be equal to 13. Okay? So because the coefficient of y in this case is just 1, it would be easier to solve the equation for this one. So let's just go ahead and get that done. So we have 2x minus y is equal to 4. And we're going to carry over the 2x to the other side of the equation. So then we'll have negative y is equal to 4. And because we carried over the 2x, it will become a minus 2x. Alright? And we want a positive y. So let's just multiply each side of the equation by negative 1. So that's going to be negative 1 times negative y is going to be positive y. And if you multiply this side of the equation by this negative 1 here, then we're going to have negative 4 plus 2x. And that's going to be equal to y. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to continue with solving simultaneous equations using the substitution method. So for our first question we have here 3x plus 5y is equal to 19 and 2x minus y is equal to 4. Alright, and so remember, our first step in solving these equations is to solve one of the equations for either variable. And in this case, both our variables are x and y. The easy thing to do in this question here is to solve the second equation for y, since the coefficient of y is just 1 or negative 1.